Ever since Meghan Markle decided to drop that viral pregnancy video on Instagram and how it really created major consequences for her overall so-called career in Hollywood and the film industry, as we actually talked about this earlier, this resulted in multiple studios either blacklisting or firing her and no longer allowing her to get any kind of a small or cameo role in a movie or television program. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, one thing about Meghan Markle right now is that we all know that she's on the damage control train. She is also doubling down on her overall agenda of her overall stance against the general critics out there that are very much opposed to what Meghan Markle put out there on social media. And it's getting very ugly because we already know that Meghan Markle and even her own team, they are beginning to go down the drain. They are in a downward spiral right now and they don't really know what to do anymore. However, what Meghan Markle recently got caught doing is really hitting rock bottom at this point, and how it's really creating a bigger hole for her to even get out of. Let's discuss. Now, what's interesting about all of this is that we already know that With Love Meghan Season 2 is undergoing reshoots right now. They're going through massive reshoots for nearly all of the episodes, and this is going to stretch all the way until July. Now, granted, not all the reshoots will feature Meghan Markle personally on set. We'll talk more about that in the coming days. The first phase of the reshoots are to actually do additional shots here and there, and then it's going to progress to a more significant level. However, what's interesting here is exactly, of course, what Meghan Markle got caught doing in the midst of the overall viral video backlash, right? So with Meghan Markle still dealing with the aftermath of her viral video post on Instagram that resulted in her getting fired and blacklisted from multiple Hollywood studios, one major development now involves more to do with what Meghan Markle got caught doing by her own team in the midst of all this drama. Now, a shocking update to this entire situation now involves how Meghan Markle and her own manager, I must add, caught Markle in the act of editing another pregnancy video that she supposedly filmed 4 years ago that was an alternate version of the one that was posted. It turns out that Markle filmed multiple versions of those videos in one day 4 years ago to different types of music and doing different dance moves. Now, Markle's own manager caught Markle and her team working on their editing of this new pregnancy video, changing up that music and that she planned to drop on Instagram. In a swift move and a shocking turn of events is that her own manager turned over to Netflix and informed them about Markle working on another publicity stunt that could very well contribute to more issues at Netflix and another wave of backlash. This then resulted in both Greg Peters and Ted Sarandos reaching out to Meghan Markle personally to halt any plans of making that second pregnancy video going public. This created a rise in tensions, especially with Ted Sarandos, since Markle always turns to him for support over her role at Netflix. The second pregnancy video, get this, that she and her team were working on and editing over, was going to be dubbed over with more rap music, and Markle's own manager pressured Markle to stop all plans of putting out the additional pregnancy videos. In addition to that, it turns out that Markle was editing not just the second pregnancy video, but also a total of 4 of them at the same time that she planned to drop during the month of July for a special reason that is currently unknown. Now, one factor is that Markle was doing this as a form of retaliation against the critics for mocking her first viral video on Instagram that backfired. Markle and her team that were working on this social media overall situation reportedly were doing this to create more viral moments to generate interest for With Love Meghan Season 2. Now, guys, let me just say one thing about that. The fact that one reason why she was engaging in editing additional pregnancy videos and how she actually had multiple versions of the one that she had posted on Instagram. The reason why she was doing this, or at least one of the reasons, was to actually do this as a way to generate interest or to create more viral moments to lead to more viewership to With Love Meghan Season 2. Now, you would think that if anything, one would have at least some level of common sense, that this would actually do quite the opposite. If anything, this would drive people away from your show. If anything, it would actually not generate any kind of interest for a series about cooking featuring Meghan Markle, no less, on Netflix. Now look, we all know that the fact that Ted Sarandos got involved in all of this and pointed the finger at Meghan Markle and said, do not post those videos if you do, or else, that really just speaks volumes, because we all know that Ted Sarandos is like a cheerleader for Meghan Markle. We talked about this weeks and weeks ago, that there is some influence that Meghan Markle has over Ted Sarandos. We probably will never find that out, ever. But what's interesting about this is that Ted Sarandos turned over to Meghan and said, do not do this. Put a halt to all of these actions. Wait until your contract is at least over, or at least there's a time when you're no longer a part of Netflix, and then do it on your own time. Because, let's face it, when you're a part of a company, when you're a part of a studio like Netflix, you're representing them, whether you're on social media or not, right? Your actions do reflect on the studio. Interestingly enough, though, this is where it actually begins to actually hit a new level of cringe, is that on top of that, once Meghan was caught doing this act, not just by her manager, but also by her agent, and how they both informed Netflix about her shenanigans, Meghan reportedly got so scared by Ted Sarandos putting his foot down and warning Meghan that if she posted the additional pregnancy videos, that they would cancel the entire marketing campaign for With Love Meghan Season 2 altogether, regardless of the consequences that would equal to less viewership of the show. Meghan agreed out of panic from Sarandos to stand down, but informed them that when her time comes at Netflix to leave, she plans to release all of her pregnancy videos as a social media campaign. All in all, Netflix ended up postponing Meghan's additional pregnancy videos that were just about to be posted in a mere couple of weeks, and prevented more backlash. So look, I mean, good on Ted Sarandos. I'm not a supporter of him by any means, nor am I actually beginning to like him more. I'm just saying that this was at least a level of common sense to at least butt in and actually say, you know what, if you're going to post that, you're going to deal with major consequences. You're going to have virtually no marketing campaign for With Love Meghan Season 2, and when that happens, you're going to have far less viewership for that season. And she got scared of that. That really drove her into a state of panic, and that's exactly why she decided to halt any kind of editing or plans to post those videos on social media. Now, it turns out there were a total of 4 of them. 4 different versions of the pregnancy video that she had supposedly filmed 4 years ago. I know a lot of people believe that she created these videos perhaps weeks ago and stuffed the pillow under her shirt. There's a lot of different opinions out there, alright? But ultimately, that's what she claims, that these videos were actually created 4 years ago, they were filmed 4 years ago, and she did 4 different versions of that. So again, we know that Ted Sarandos, I think, is beginning to just go into a phase right now where he wants to protect his legacy, he wants to protect his image as acting CEO of Netflix, alongside Greg Peters, and the fact that he and Greg actually teamed up to actually get involved in all this drama to stop Meghan Markle from posting those videos, the fact that her own manager essentially ratted her out, I think also speaks volumes, because I think everyone is beginning to get very tired and exhausted of her shenanigans and her desperation to get any kind of a level of attention here on social media or in the limelight or in the public eye. Overall, I would love to hear what everyone has to say about this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.